Hey, so into Soul Wisdom. This is my longer video. I've made some short ones, and this is the longer one. So I feel more spaciousness rather than like the minute clips. The inspiration of this course is me, is my own journey. It's my own awakening, my own intuitive awakening journey. And I've been within my intuitive awakening journey for 7 years, and you can argue my whole life. I feel depression is like it's like a crossing point into awakening. I feel like many people who have sought spirituality and have sought healing have experienced deep depression in their lives, and I did from a young age. And it's kind of what motivated me to look for a different life. And I had this question from a young age: what does it mean to be human? What does it really mean to be human? Growing up in New York City and growing up in lots of experiences of boxes and plastic and concrete, didn't feel like this was human. And going to private schools and then working in many offices and being in cubicles, and just so many squares and so many sad faces. It just didn't, and so many people complaining, and I just felt there must be something more than this. And that's also like a catchphrase of my life. There must be something more than this. And so I did. I found something more than this. I really feel like I did. And I really love spending my time and my energy supporting people in finding their own something more than this, like something more than what we've been told, something more than the conditioning that is so embedded in many layers of the collective energetic body and nervous system. There is something more than that, and we can embody that capacity and that expansiveness as a way of transmuting and influencing the whole collective nervous system, the whole connective energy body. And so this 3-month course, following my own intuitive awakening, supports people in being in the resonance of knowing, of understanding, of intuition in their own nervous system, in their own energy body. And I feel that will immediately translate to shifts in our whole grid, in our whole crystalline grid frame on this planet. But that's not really the aspiration. The aspiration is you. It's me. It's right here. It's right here with us, because we are the collective. I think there's a lot of energy around people and this and that and the system, but we are the system. Without us, the system doesn't exist. Without us, without every individual, there is no collective. And so if we make up the collective, our own capacity to heal, to change, to remember who we truly are. And this healing, this changing, this remembering isn't outward, it's actually inward. It's actually coming to the place of us that has never forgotten, that has never been broken. And that is the essence of light, the essence of the very wholeness we seek. It resides within. And as we peel the layers of trauma and pain and stories, ancestral, collective, and personal, we are more able to touch that light. And it doesn't mean that everything else disappears, or it doesn't mean that suddenly everything is fixed, but what it means is that we have more capacity to choose. We have more access to the choice of freedom and love and liberation than we do to collapse, contraction, and history. I would argue that history is a process of collapse, and when we live, and this is the reason why I say history repeats itself, because we are constantly in this loop. And so I feel like her story is a liberation. It has more capacity to be within the natural ecosystem, the natural flow of everything around us, and to be in a rejuvenation and a restoration rather than in a repeating. So this is sort of the energetic basis of Into SoulWisdom. And what it is a 3-month online program, and it's quite intimate. It's only going to be 4 people, and because I really like working within spaces of intimacy. And during these 3 months, the first month is all about meditation. We traverse and travel through different meditation techniques to really deepen and empty and quiet, and to come to the place sort of beyond good and bad, pain and pleasure, this spiritual line of thought, that spiritual line of thought. It's all about quieting everything. And of course the mind comes, and this comes, and that comes, but then it's like, okay, the clouds come, I stay with the sky, a horse pass, I stay with the field, you know. It's sort of how much can we return again. So that's the first month. The second month is when things get interesting. I mean, the first month's interesting, but this is when things get a little visionary. So we really open our capacity to aurically listen, which is what I feel is when we are able to perceive our auric energetic experience through visions, through hearing, through memory, and we're sort of able to unearth the story that lies in every one of our cells, and we're really able to meet our shadow. Our shadow tends to like emerge in this space as we deeper listen, and we like our patterns emerge, and things that are challenging for us emerge because we're really meeting them, and we're having the tools to deeply understand ourselves rather than reading it or someone telling us. It's like, oh wow, I'm experiencing this embodied within my own experience. I'm seeing this, I'm experiencing this. And this is what we cultivate over the course of second month. And it's really amazing. It's quite amazing what we're able to perceive. We're really able to not just hear the concept of everything is within us, but everything is within you, but we're able to actually experience it for ourselves. And then the third month is all about offering the basics of energy healing and touch healing and sound healing, to have the capacity to transmute some of the traumas and pains that we are perceiving. But I really feel that deep listening, is a process of acceptance. And the deeper we accept something, the more it enters into the alchemical chamber, the alchemical miracle of love, and it changes itself. So I really feel like meditation is so important. Maybe the most interesting part is meditating and being with the quiet, because when we're able to quiet ourselves, quiet the judgment, to quiet our ideas of good, right, bad, wrong, we're able to listen to what is living within us from a quiet mind, and that's a miracle. And I would offer to anyone, like, how often do you just listen to yourself without thinking about what you're hearing or what you're feeling, to just allow it to be? And through that allowance and through that acceptance, I feel like those are the doors of love, and we allow ourselves to change. We meet the memory of change itself within us. So it's really beautiful. I really enjoy it. I enjoy living my life. And then this way I feel like I'm sharing my life with others. I feel like I'm inviting people into my way of perceiving and being in the world, and people are really embodying that and remembering that way of being with themselves. And it's a journey, you know, and 3 months you will change profoundly, but it's not that everything is fine, everything's perfect, and you never have thought again, and everything is good, fine and dandy. But what it is that we have the tools to really understand how we are our own healers. We have the tools to understand that we are ready, the source we seek, and we have the tools to remember that we are the dreamers of our own life, and we have the tools to know how to choose that, to know how to choose our expansive state, to know how to choose who we want to be in every moment. And having the option is the change, and knowing the option and leaning into our expansive edge is everything. So especially during these COVID times, I feel like it's super vital for us to be able to understand the nested systems that are residing around us, and understand how we can listen to the heart of the system that's beating versus interacting with just all the tectonic plates that are shifting, because the tectonic plates of this time are shifting and will continue to shift. But if we really know how to choose love, choose ourselves, and understand what that means, and for those words to not be a bypass of what's really here, but for those words to bring us into what's really here, and for us to see that that's love, that is opening up a portal. It's opening up a frequency. It's opening up the dimension of the society, of the world, of the new earth, of the whatever word that applies for your imagination, because we all are imagining a new world, a world where we're less stressed, a world where people aren't telling us what to do in a way that's really constrictive, a world where our hearts and our souls matter. If you use these terms or you don't, I'm pretty sure you're still dreaming of this world just as I am. And when we are able to understand ourselves and to be with ourselves beyond and before, prior to the conditioning, we have the capacity to understand how to weave those systems into existence. And it's by weaving our own soul, our own heart into existence through our intuition, through our understanding. So, yes. Have a beautiful day, whichever day it is for you, and have a beautiful moment, wherever this moment is falling in your life. Many love, many blessings, and reach out to me. There will be a link in the bottom about setting up a free 30-minute consultation if you're interested in the journey. I also offer it as a one-to-ones, this 6-month program where it's way more intimate with your own process, and that's also a beautiful option. So, and there are many options, and there are many ways you can walk this path on your own. There's this Rumi quote that I love, that whoever brought me here will bring me home. And I really feel it's really important in this time where there's many offerings and many healers and many people sharing, and it's all super beautiful, and it's all a part of weaving that net of love, that we must remember that we are our highest guru, we are our highest guide, we are our highest healer for every individual, and it's our connection with God, with Source, that enables us to walk that path. And so I also feel it's really amazing to take my words, to take anyone's words, and just weave them into your own experience, into your own knowing, and trust yourself. Trust that you know how to walk the path to your own liberation, because you do. You honestly do. We all do. With that said, many love, deep blessings, and talk with you soon.